We were up at the Oaks performing a skit called The Price, or what I better call it, Satan versus Jesus, and Jesus wins, by the way. It was performed, I think there was probably, I want to say 300 to 400 kids there. They were dancing on the seats and they were acting wild and crazy, and we're thinking, I remember thinking, I don't even know if one of these kids is going to get this or take the time to even listen, you know? It was a pretty rowdy crowd. And we come down and we get ready, and as soon as the doors bust open, we come walking in, and I got a cross member of the cross across my back. I was given the pleasure of playing the role of Jesus in this skit, and the soldiers are beating me with clubs and they're yelling at the top of their lungs, and I'm covered in head to toe in blood, movie blood. And man, these kids, they were so attentive and they were so into the performance. And I didn't know if any of the kids were going to come up for the altar call. You know, I was like, well, I'm going to invite you all, and I, poured my heart out. And I was concerned, like, I hope one kid comes up, and the aisles filled. They were praying for things like, they came walking up and they were so open, and they talked to me about little girls coming up saying, I don't want my dad to molest me anymore. Little boys coming up saying, I'm 13 years old and I'm a drug addict and I don't want to end up in prison like my dad. A little boy came up and said, my mom beats me every day and I don't want her to beat me anymore. Can God forgive her? Man. And the stories went on and on and on like this, just one after the next. Every one of their stories was the same. It was from a broken household where hope had been lost and where there was no evidence of God or a foundation of God in their households. And I never forget one thing that really touched me is the perception of God through their eyes. They first of all didn't know that they could just talk to God. They thought they maybe had to go to church or talk to a priest or whatever their background was. They didn't know that they could just build and develop a relationship with Jesus right then and there, or just reach out to him in their time of need. And they didn't know that God still cared about them, and they didn't believe that they were remembered by him. They were the lost, they were the forgotten. And that day, through Eastern Sky Theater Company, we were able to give them a little hope. I told you I was covered in this movie blood. I mean, I looked like I was dipped in my ankles. I was drenched. It was dripping off me for, impact reasons. And these kids, I was hugging them after I prayed for them. And afterwards, we were out in the lobby, and you could see all these kids in the groups with little blood patches all over them before I hugged them. And it was so sweet to me. Yeah, it was amazing. Next to my children being born and my marriage, it was the best day of my life to be able to minister to these kids, these lost kids. Yeah, I would like to just encourage whoever hears this to help. It's not about some actors doing a play. It's such a bigger picture. It's about salvation. It's about people getting a fresh new start in life, second chances. It's about forgiveness when they're holding on to something in their past that's broken them, letting that go and moving forward. We want to continue doing this. Like I said, it's been the greatest gift that I've ever been given and the greatest honor that I've ever been given to serve in this ministry. And I just look forward to the future with faith and expectancy to see what we have in store for us.